Well, thank you all for continuing to watch our weekly update. This week, the Senate has focused efforts on moving ahead and finalizing action on the Homeland Security Appropriation Bill. This is an important piece of legislation in several respects. First of all, in New Mexico, we benefit from it because we have the Law Enforcement Training Center down in Artesia that does an excellent job of training many of the Homeland Security personnel that help both on the border but elsewhere in the country as well. We also have in this legislation funding for Sandia and Los Alamos to do a establish a simulation center for the infrastructure and threats to infrastructure in the country. That's very important. We also are funding a substantial amount of research at New Mexico Tech in Socorro as part of this legislation. Along the border, there is substantial funding for increased personnel, Border Patrol personnel along the border, also additional infrastructure in the nature of monitoring devices. We've seen a pretty dramatic reduction in the number of people coming across the border and being apprehended here in the last year or so. And we need to be sure that the capability to prevent this illegal immigration continues. This legislation would ensure that. And so it's very important to our state in that respect as well. The one other piece of legislation I wanted to mention, we're finally on the verge of completing action on the Defense Authorization Bill. That will probably be next week in the Senate, but that also is important legislation for our state. That, of course, passed the Senate some time ago, passed the House of Representatives, but now the conference between the House and Senate is complete, and the bill should come back for final approval by the Senate next week. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll try to keep you updated again next week.